Okay, picture this. You're outside, sun's out, and you're finally running your pride and joy. Maybe it's a re-release Tamiya, maybe a genuine vintage one, irreplaceable.
Yeah, that perfect moment.
And then suddenly, wham, an off-leash dog just snatches it right up in his jocks. And your fun afternoon just instantly flips into like total crisis mode. It's suddenly about mechanics and dog psychology and dealing with people all at once.
That's exactly it. And look, we're not here just to give you a few simple tips. What we want to do is lay out a strategic framework, a way to take that absolute spike of panic and, break it down into calm, logical actions.
A protocol.
A protocol. For saving the car, sure, but also for managing the whole situation safely for you, for the dog, everything.
Right. Okay, let's dive straight into that critical moment. You see the dog coming, or maybe worse, it already has the car. What's the absolute #1 must-do thing in that very first second?
The prime directive, if you will. It's simple. Cease all motor and steering input immediately. Just hands off the controller. Stop everything.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's first instinct, mine included, would be the opposite, right? Like, hit the throttle, try to scare the dog off, or maybe yank the car away.
Uh-huh. And that instinct, it's pretty much the most destructive mistake you can make.
Mechanically, what's so bad about revving the motor when the dog has it?
Well, think about it. The dog's grip has stalled the wheels. When you apply throttle then, you're putting a huge stalled load on the entire drivetrain.
Oh.
Maximum torque against zero movement. That's how you instantly strip those really delicate gear teeth inside the gearbox or the differential.
Right, the ones that are maybe impossible to find for a vintage model.
Exactly. Or you can easily shear off the metal dog bone drive shafts. Again, finding vintage parts, good luck. It gets expensive fast.
And it's not just the gears, is it? There's an electrical risk, too.
Oh, absolutely. A stalled motor tries to draw maximum current. That creates a massive heat spike. In older brushed motors, that heat can literally melt the copper windings inside. Poof. Motor's gone. Or, maybe even worse, you can fry your electronic speed control, the ESC. That's often a costly repair right there.
Wow. Okay, so mechanically, hitting the throttle is a disaster. Yeah. But you also said it makes the dog's behavior worse. Isn't the noise supposed to scare it?
You'd think so, but no. From the dog's point of view, that buzzing, vibrating, struggling sound, it mimics what captured prey does.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's like a signal to the dog's brain saying, hold on tighter, it's trying to get away. So it triggers a more intense instinctual response, maybe a harder kill bite, or that violent head shake dogs do.
Which just maximizes the damage to the chassis, the body.
Precisely. So stopping the motor input, it saves your gears and it helps de-escalate the dog's immediate reaction. Big win-win.
Okay, so step 1, hands off, car is stationary. But it's still in the dog's mouth. Now we shift gears, right? From mechanics to, like, dog psychology.
Exactly. We need to get the car back, but without starting a fight. The key is understanding the dog isn't being malicious. It's usually acting on prey drive or maybe just playfulness.
So shouting at it, running towards it. Bad idea.
Terrible idea. That kind of direct confrontation shouting, running, even intense eye contact can easily trigger resource guarding. Suddenly the dog isn't just playing, it's defending its prize.
Which makes things way more dangerous.
Way more. So the strategy has to be negotiation, not force.
Negotiation. Okay, you mentioned the art of the trade. This involves having treats ready. You actually recommend people carry, like, freeze-dried liver or hot dogs in their RC kit.
Look, in that high-stress, high-arousal moment, your average piece of kibble just isn't going to cut it. It has almost zero value compared to the toy it already has.
Right.
You need something the dog finds instantly way more appealing. That's why we talk about a high-value trade kit. The whole point is getting the dog to voluntarily release the car because it thinks it's getting a much better deal.
Okay, so high value is key. And how you do it matters, too. Right? Don't just hand it over.
Absolutely critical. You toss the high-value treat a few feet away from the dog, not right at it.
Oh, why?
Because it forces the dog to make a physical choice. To get that amazing treat over there, it has to drop the car here. That creates the space and the moment for you to calmly step in and retrieve your model.
That makes sense. Creates separation. Before we talk repairs, one more safety point. Is there ever a time when you just don't try to get the car back? When you just stand down?
Yes. Absolutely. If you see clear, unmistakable signs of actual aggression, not just playfulness, but real aggression.
Like what? What are the signals?
You're looking for a fixed, hard stare, A very rigid, stiff body posture, snarling, obviously. And importantly, look for piloerection, that's the hair raised along the dog's back, the hackles.
Okay.
If you see those signals, especially if the owner is nowhere to be found or isn't helping effectively, your personal safety becomes the absolute priority. The car isn't worth getting bitten. Just stand down. Walk away if you have to.
Right. Okay. Safety first. So let's say you successfully traded, you got the car back. It might be a bit chewed, maybe cracked. Now it's post-incident triage, repair time. And you said the fix depends entirely on the body material.
Correct. It boils down to two main types. You've got your flexible bodies, usually Lexan or polycarbonate. Think the Frog, the Hornet, lots of buggies.
Okay, the clear ones you paint inside.
Exactly. For those, super glue is usually too brittle. It'll just crack again on the next bump. You need something that flexes. The best method is using self-adhesive drywall mesh tape on the inside of the crack.
Drywall tape. Really?
Yep. Put that over the crack. Then cover the tape generously with a flexible adhesive like Shoe Goo or E6000. That creates a strong but still flexible patch. It holds things together but can still absorb impacts.
Okay, flexible repair for flexible bodies. What about the hard plastic ones, like the Sand Scorcher or the old Hilux? Those beautiful scale bodies.
Right, those are typically made of rigid ABS or styrene plastic. You don't really glue these in the same way, you chemically weld them.
Weld them?
Yeah, you use a plastic solvent cement. Tamiya makes an excellent one. They're extra thin cement. It actually melts the edges of the plastic pieces slightly, so when you press them together, they fuse at a molecular level as the solvent evaporates. It creates a very strong bond.
Okay.
Then once it's cured, you might need some modeling putty to fill any remaining gaps, sand it smooth, prime it, and repaint. It's more like traditional model building.
Gotcha. Weld for rigid, flex patch for Lexan. That's the repair matrix. Now, how about preventing this whole nightmare scenario in the first place? Any proactive strategies?
Definitely. The smartest, most effective preventative measure I've seen is the breakaway lure.
A breakaway lure. How does that work?
Simple concept. You attach something really appealing to a dog, like a tennis ball, maybe a small plush toy, to the rear bumper or chassis of your RC car.
Okay.
But critically, you attach it with a very weak connection, maybe just a small piece of Velcro or a weak magnet or even just a loop of thin string designed to break easily.
I see where this is going.
Right. The dog charges, maybe thinking it's chasing the car, but it targets the most dangly, enticing bit, the lure. It grabs the lure, gets that immediate satisfaction of the capture.
The lure just pops right off.
Exactly. The lure detaches instantly, the dog is happy with its prize, and you just keep driving your vintage RC car safely away, completely unharmed.
That's actually brilliant. Give the dog an easy win that doesn't involve your expensive model.
It redirects that initial chase and grab instinct harmlessly.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the protocol is stop the motor immediately, read the dog's behavior, play, or aggression, negotiate with a high-value trade tossed away, assess damage and repair based on the material flex patch or solvent weld, and maybe use a breakaway lure to avoid it next time.
That's the strategic approach. And if you think about the bigger picture here, this whole protocol, it really teaches that effective control, especially in a crisis, comes from understanding the situation better, the mechanics, the behavior, not just trying to overpower it.
Understanding beats force. I like that. Okay, final thought then, something for you, our listener, to chew on. Besides saving vintage RC cars, where else in your life, maybe at work, maybe at home, could applying a high-value trade strategy, offering something better to avoid a conflict, be way more effective than just digging in for a direct confrontation? Something to think about.